lovely village. What's this called? Donington.
We have booked a spontaneous night away in Somerset, and this is the first stop, not in Somerset yet. This is Donington Castle, but I don't know if we're actually going to go out. We'll just have a look at it.
So lazy. Beautiful day. We're near Frome and we just went to Warminster, and now we're doing a walk, and I'm very excited because I still don't know where we're staying, and it's a surprise. I work in marketing remotely, like I'm self-employed, and I love going away on the weekends because I actually just get to be in something like within nature and not just on my phone and doing things that people always do on their phones. And I've been having to think lately about what other self-employed jobs I could do when I move, because I want to move away from my hometown and I just want to challenge my anxiety a little bit. So we've been coming up with some ideas for like business ideas. Oh, wait, let me show you. That looks very special. It is special. Good old vagabond boots. So some of my ideas, like nearly all of them are physical shops, and like having a shop or having a delivery service or something like that, because I do love food and I want to have more interaction with people. But I'm thinking down the shop route, obviously. I don't want to go down the seasonal route because obviously half of the year you're not useful to locals, so I'd like to be involved in the community. And I was just thinking, when I went to Port Isaac, the only shop they had was at the top of the hill, which if you had a headache or something and didn't have tablets, and you just have to be so prepared, which I know a lot of local people are used to that, but convenience wise I'd love to offer for some kind of community-led business plan. Maybe a shop with like essentials, some nice bits, and it could be switched up a little bit for the summer but still convenient to locals in the winter. They are doing that 40% council tax on properties now, so I do suspect that a lot of Cornwall will have more locals, hopefully have more locals who can live there, but obviously the issue of work, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. But if you live in a rural area or you live in Cornwall, please let me know if there's any troubles you think I'll come into, anything that would be convenient for you that you feel you don't see enough of. But yeah, let me know your ideas and what you think to my plan. I don't know when this plan will happen because I'd have to save for a deposit for a shop. I want to live in that house. The only thing is if you don't like your neighbours. I've arrived at our surprise cottage location and it's so cute and it's in the prettiest place. It's in Dorset. This little hamper, so it's got apple juice, honey, local honey, a tea towel, biscuits and bread, which I think is so thoughtful. And then into the living room. This is the cutest place just to stay with your partner or best friend. It's got a front garden. I think it's just is it just the front garden, Ollie?
Yeah.
Or can you access the back one? That's a pub right there, which looks nice. Then, so it's really low ceilings. Really dip your head. One thing I'll say, if you're taller than 6 foot, then don't stay here. If you can see, or if you're claustrophobic, sorry, because the door frame just misses my head. This is the bathroom. The sunlight's really low at this time of year. Yes, lots of natural light. Nice bath. It does smell a tiny bit damp, so I think when we go to the shops we'll buy a little candle or something. And then this is the bedroom. Just a nice bed and a wardrobe to hang your stuff. And then a view of where we parked. But again, the windows are dirty, so you can't really see. But nice low sunlight in here.
50, I think it was.
It's 150 a night, which I do think we booked it really last minute, but I think you could probably get somewhere a bit bigger than this if you book in advance. Perfect for us, because when it's like last minute, all of the nice ones are usually booked up and you can only get studios and annexes, and this is completely on its own, so you've got lots of privacy, which is really nice. So we're only doing one night because a lot of Airbnbs won't let you do one night, so that's £75 each, which for an evening away I don't think is bad. We've also split it in 3 payments, so I think a good deal and definitely worth it to get to explore a new area. A little bit squishy. I didn't live somewhere like this because you can't have any belongings really, you have to be very minimalistic. But I think it would work for, you know, elderly single people. No, it wouldn't. Those stairs are a bit much. Unless they're like 5 foot, maybe that would work. I don't know what kind of living this suits really. But yes, it is a nice space. And I always just think when I go to like tiny old cottages, like fishermen's cottages, I always try to imagine, because I know back then consumerism wasn't a thing, so they didn't have excess amounts of everything, whereas we have everything sold to us as crucial, and we have like subscriptions for fucking toilet roll, subscriptions for flowers, subscriptions for all kinds of things, so you end up just like stocking so many things that you don't need. But living here reminds you how much it could be scaled back, or how people used to live before e-commerce. But I like it, it's inspiring, it's good to think in different ways and to think about how you could be doing things differently. So there's definitely loads of crap in my bedroom that I don't need. There's definitely products that I am not going to finish or use, and I want to be more careful about that. Easy steps down. And the parking is just... I haven't even really looked at it from this cute little angle. So diddy. Ew, so small. It just makes me feel so at home, being in an old little property that feels just remote, I guess. Just taking a little stroll down to the church for our Saturday evening prayer. Thank you, Lord, for Airbnb collaborating with Klarna. Low the sun is. Ooh, the view over there. Wow, so pretty. I like those. It's a mile. Oh wow, look at the view on the left.
Yeah, it's not from there.
What the hell? This is a dream.
Cycling.
No motorcyclists and their noisy engines. I can't believe how beautiful this is here. It's so crazy that these beautiful places can exist, and then you could live somewhere so ugly that you hate, and then you come here and you're like, wow, the world is so much nicer than I realised. Wow. I can't believe it. I am in disbelief.
Cool, the cobwebs.
Again, spider season. Once I was working in the chiropractors, and there was this lady that used to come in, and she was quite nice, but she was a bit stressy, and there was a spider and it was quite big and it was crawling around, and I said to my boss about getting rid of it, and then she nearly started crying and she said, don't do that, and then I was like, oh, why? I said, I'm not going to kill it, I'm just going to put it outside. And she went, don't move it, because she's like, they're really good for getting rid of insects and cleaning, they're perfect cleaners. And I said, okay, that's fine, I'll leave it then. She got really irate. Looks like it's a desert orange.
All that greenery.
All that greenery is so desert-like. It's not the opposite of at all. Someone lost their hairpiece. Someone's dead in there. Is someone dead in there. Ooh, you can't hide a body with the leaves. I'll try not to do any more feet shots, I promise. Smells like pepper, doesn't it? It smells delish. It's beautiful colours. It looks insane. Can't get over it. So gorge. And whoever lives in that house, you're a lucky fucker, I say.
That's a big...
The sky is going pink. It could not be more perfect. We're just doing a nice loop round back to Helen St Mary. Hinton St Mary. I don't know why I'm loving the name Helen today. Okay, trouble. Very cute. The dinner bit looks quiet. So cute. I can't wait to give you a Waitrose haul because that just cost £75 for dinner and breakfast, because we added like this really cute cake and mawams and pan of chocks and so many things, and I was like, it was adding up on the till and I was getting really worried, and then we were just like, oh fuck it, because we're on holiday. But earlier we were talking about how affordable this trip is going to be because we split the payments, but maybe not so much.
We've convinced ourselves it's a bargain. Breakfast and dinner, £35 each.
Yeah, and we could have gone for dinner. Yeah, so I mean,
it's pricey local pub.
Heaters on. Ladies down. Clothes. Ew. There's a wood louse. This is our haul from Waitrose. So these are our snacks. We've got some pink champagne truffles, some dairy milk buttons, sleep tea, a chocolate cake. This is £8. And then we've got some chipolatas for breakfast. We'll have a full English. I feel like I've forgotten something, but I can't put my finger on what. And then for dinner, we've got beef shin ragu with fresh pasta and garlic and herb butter, some parmigiani. We've got some smoked cheese to have with the bread, and this to make garlic bread. And then we got this candle as well, which we'll need for upstairs because it kind of smells like damp up there. I kind of want to have a bath, but I think I'm going to eat dinner first and then have a bath later. Put some pajamas on. That was really scary. See my handbag that I got. Well, it's not really a handbag, but it's my weekend bag. Look how cozy that is. Ooh! Pink candle, pink fire, pink pajamas.
The robbers still got in. It had to change.
So I can wear my jacket.
Taste test.
It even makes shoes smell fresh. Its formula actually.
Oh yeah. Aren't they delicious?
No, we've got.
Over 1,000 uses.
Tastes very pink.
Febreze fabric refresher.
It's rich. I love rich flavours. Just to top it off, we've got a Sauvignon Blanc for. I actually hate saying that, so I always say it in a ridiculous way because I don't actually know how to say Sauvignon.
He was a lesser known pharaoh because he...
We got some bread in our hamper, so I've got some smoky cheese. I love Applewood cheese. It is like the most processed cheese probably apart from Baby Bells, but I really just love it too much. Feeling posh, darling?
Very bougie.
As the extra guests.
Mmm. That garlic bread's so nice. This new body care line by Innocence is amazing. It makes your skin so soft. Because something I hate in body care, especially like Dove and brands like that, is that when you put it on, it feels sticky and thick, and I absolutely hate feeling moisturiser to the point that my old routine was to shower and use baby oil. I don't really like using Johnson's either because they're not a particularly good brand. Especially if you're into body care, you have to use this because it's amazing. And I had a shower, I think it was 2 days after I put it on for the first time, and I went in the shower, I could still feel that my skin was hydrated because I used this horrible Radox body wash which like dries my skin out and makes it go a bit red, and I used that and my skin felt like but there was a barrier on it, like it was protected. And then yeah, the Renew body lotion, wasn't sure when I put it on. I was absolutely sure when it sunk in within 10 minutes. And same with that body butter, it is so nice. You can get dressed within 10 minutes and not feel that you've even put it on, which is a dream. Anyway, I'm going to carry on scrubbing my scalp with my gua sha thing. Fresh smelling poo. Neighbour's house, wow. Come to do a sunset walk, and that's our view. Sunset, sunrise. And then look over there, it's all misty. That looks lovely. Beautiful sunrise.
Those like girls like in the past like crying in this garden because they're upset.
Yes, I feel you. These eggs look so good.
They look good just from the package.
They're bright, they're really bright. Lovely colour yolk. Yolk.
Yeah, I guess the
Let's get ready for the day. Hair feels nice, skin feels nice. Had lovely breakfast. Yesterday, when we went to Warminster, we just stopped off to grab something to eat, and I don't know what it is. If I'm in a place that I don't know or a new place, sometimes I feel really conscious, or maybe I'll avoid like the public element, the interaction of it, instead of just being one of those people that's like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna get out of the car and get something to eat, or I need a wee, I'm gonna go and find a cafe and ask to use the toilet. I'm just not one of those people. So yesterday I felt myself getting anxious as we approached this place because I hadn't planned that we were going to go there. I'm not that funny with structure or routine, but yeah, I just didn't account for like getting out of the car somewhere I didn't know. It sounds really stupid. So we got out and I said to myself, I was like, you don't really want to be this person that gets anxious just about getting out of the car, and if I keep allowing that to happen, it's only going to get worse. So as I got out of the car, I reassured myself and I said, no, you're absolutely fine. No one knows you're not from around here, and even if they did, it doesn't matter, so it's fine. So I put that mindset. It's a really good bakery actually. and I got really nice food, and the people in there are really nice, and I felt more open to interaction. I think I said yesterday about the lady falling over, and I chatted with her and helped her up. Like, those are things that if I was in the state of an anxious mind, thinking I didn't want people to sort of notice me or look at me or whatever it is, then I wouldn't have gone and helped her. I wouldn't have felt confident having a conversation. And then later on that day, like, we saw that hairpiece on the floor, and I just found it funny and wanted to tell these like strangers that were walking past. I asked them if they'd seen it, and they said no. They probably thought I was crazy, but it just opened more doors to like just communicating with people and chatting with people that I don't know. It really creeping up lately, especially where I'm working from home more and more and getting out less in the week. And I really want to change that before moving away, because otherwise I'm going to isolate myself. And actually, I tell myself I like to be isolated, but what I mean is I like my own time, I like me time, but I don't like to be isolated. I actually really do enjoy having social interactions with people, so I'm going to seek that out more. And yesterday was a good challenge for me, and I actually think that I knew that I needed to reassure myself and give myself confidence, but before now, or lately, I hadn't really been acknowledging that I needed to do that in those circumstances. And then I did actually have a chat with a therapist, I think it was last Monday. I initially got in touch with her because lately I've been finding that I'm finding things hard to let go. I'm like building up on my feelings instead of like releasing my emotions. So I wanted to speak to a therapist to sort of help me with that a little bit. And the one thing she said was, how are you speaking to yourself in these moments of anxiety? It was actually regarding my car, because I don't like my car and I feel really stressed when I drive it because I don't feel very safe in it, and it's a lot harder to drive than my instructor's car. So that's the initial conversation we were having, but I've applied it to my anxiety towards new places too, because it's quite a similar feeling for me. It's like feeling out of control or feeling like I don't know where I'm going. Like, those kind of feelings cause me anxiety, instead of just, I used to be able to sort of handle them with a free-flowing vibe, but I just haven't been lately. So yeah, I took on board what she said because I haven't been doing that. I don't think I deemed the anxiety bad enough to bother until the sort of last week, when I realised actually you are holding yourself back now, and I am avoiding doing things more, and I have been very anxious in the past, so I have to be very wary to not bring that back through laziness and not being conscious when I do things. So today I will not be avoiding cafes, new places, stop-offs and toilets. I'm just going to get on with it. It doesn't matter as much as I make out that it matters. And I really want to build my confidence and independence back up. I do think being in a relationship as well, like we've been in a relationship for 2 years now, and I think independence can lessen in a relationship too, because we do everything together really, which is lovely and I love it. But he's more sociable and outgoing than me, and I kind of allow him to do that because I know he enjoys it, whereas I do it out of necessity sometimes. So then sometimes I kind of just let him take the lead and take the reins. But I've decided that maybe I don't want to sort of put myself down and put myself behind other people. Well, not put myself down, but you know, I don't want to avoid things just because I don't love doing them all the time. So the rest of the video probably will be me just showing you around places, not much chatting. But I did want to say, whilst I'm chatting, that we are going to Brighton next weekend, and I've only ever been for a couple of hours at a time. So we're going with my sisters, my little brother, my mum, my boyfriend. We're going on Friday, so that should be really fun. And we've booked quite a modern big house because there's a lot of us. It was quite affordable, by the way, for how big it was, and we paid that off. You didn't have to pay it off until a couple weeks before we go, which gave us all so much time to book in advance and then sort of put a bit of money aside each month. So that was a really good thing to do if you like to travel on a budget like I do. Is it travel? I guess it's called travel if it's in the UK. Keep an eye out for that video because that'll be a bit more sociable, a bit more fun, and this one's obviously quite slow and a bit countryside-y. I'm booking all these trips as well because it's cheaper than going abroad. Also with, you know, I was saying about the anxiety and stuff, I've just been feeling quite I don't know, things have been feeling quite repetitive lately, and since I've really wanted to move to a different area, it's kind of hard to be in the same place all the time and enjoy it. I feel like I've really made the most out of Oxfordshire now. We've seen a lot, we've been to the same places a lot, and it's not doing the same thing for me as it used to. But with that in mind, I want to make sure that before I go that I have more of a, like I said, like more of a routine with going out and chatting to people and things. So I was thinking, it's a bit tricky because at the minute me and my partner, we live separately, but I go to his house like pretty much every evening, his parents' house, and then I leave at like, I don't know, 10 at night, because we go to his for like 6, we cook dinner and tidy it up, which takes us to like 7:30, and then by the time we've sat down to watch a bit of telly, it's 8:30, and then we watch telly for like an hour and a bit, and then we leave, which that routine is something I've been struggling with, because it makes me quite tired, and the next day I can't get up early, and being self-employed I don't need to, so I prioritise getting my sleep in, but lately I've just been finding that it's affecting my routine because I can't really have a bedtime and a wake up time whilst we're to-ing and fro-ing from his house constantly. So that's another thing, is like you can't always change your circumstances to fit what's ideal, so you either need to change the way you look at that situation or the behaviour. So I guess the behaviour is staying there late. Maybe it would be better if we saw each other for less time, but then we would really just end up eating dinner and then leaving, which isn't the best. But maybe I need to do that for a while so that I can get up a bit earlier and go on a walk or go to the village and just like go to the shop or something, just have a chat with somebody, just get like into a good mood for the day instead of like getting out of bed, having a coffee, getting ready slowly. So if anyone has any suggestions for how to get yourself up and ready for the day and like how to improve your routine without, I don't know, I just don't want to sacrifice on my evenings too much. So if anyone has an obvious fix to that, let me know. I think moving is the obvious one, but as I've said, can't do that too soon. So I miss this little cottage already. Bye little cottage. Bye little cottage though, seriously. Defo worth a stay, even just to experience like old-fashioned living. I guess it would have been maybe a farmer's cottage or groundkeeper's cottage, or it is like a fisherman's cottage. You can see the sea. Wow. This is one of the most vast beaches that we've been to, isn't it? Wow. So peaceful, so warm for October. Just wear this thin top instead of a jacket and be fine. This gorgeous beached seal has arrived. He's so far away, he's not gonna make it.
At school here, using dice all the time. to see the fossils is low tide, I think.
We're just leaving Chisel Beach now, and I have to say that was one of the most relaxing. Yeah, someone there. That was the most relaxing and enjoyable moments of my whole life. I think like top 3. I've never felt so seen anything like it. All the houses are the same, but they're all so pretty. Closed. So that was nice. I want one. Nice pub. That's the end of our little weekend trip. I always feel so sad going back to normality, but the dream is to make normality feel like this weekend. So that's the end of the weekend vlog, which is sad, but we're going away next weekend, so I need to stay positive, so we'll see how that goes.